Alright, hello everyone, it's Happy, and today we're going to be talking about the highest DPM tanks in World of Tanks Blitz, and this is obviously going to be a top 5 video. Now, as you all know, we don't have that many high DPM tanks in the game because most of the low tier tanks are more or less mediocre, especially tier 8s. So most of the tanks in this list, if not all, are going to be tiers 9 and 10. So obviously we're going to be starting off at number 5, and we have the T-62A and the Object 140, both Soviet medium tanks at tier 10. And their DPM is 3,591, so basically 3,600. And that is literally monstrous. That will absolutely destroy most tanks. However, the only concern I would have is that the alpha is really low at 310. And therefore the amount of shots you need to hit and penetrate with a low penetration is like a lot. So actually making use of this DPM is going to be quite hard, I'm afraid. But other than that, if you're a really good medium player, you can use the solid turret on the T-62, as well as the 7 degrees of gun depression, and pretty much smack tanks left and right. And the guns on the T-62A and the 140 are probably one of the most comfortable in the whole game. So obviously they deserve number 5. At number 4, I'm going to be putting the Leopard 1, again a tier 10 medium German tank. And the DPM here is 3,667, closer to 3,700. However, even though the DPM is similar on the Leopard and the T-62, I would say the Leopard is easier to play because of the alpha. I'm talking about just pure DPM here. I'm not saying that the T-62 is harder to play than the Leopard. I'm just saying actually making use of the DPM is easier on the Leopard because of the insane, well, it's not insane, but it's higher. The alpha is higher than on the T-62 at 350. Sometimes you'll get a 400 plus roll, something like that. And overall, the Leopard has really comfortable penetration as well at 255 base. So, well, compared to the T-62 with 245. Obviously, moving along, at number 3, we have the Tortoise with 3,701 DPM. Now, that is monstrous, and you all know that the Tortoise is a tier 9 tank with a 400 alpha, and that is absolutely crazy. And the armor on the Tortoise is mediocre, but the speed is horrendous, so actually, again, making use of that DPM is quite hard. This tank is quite hard to play, I'm afraid, but in certain scenarios, especially some hard situations, if you have low tier tanks against you, it can excel very well. And again, it's just a niche tank, and overall I wouldn't recommend it, but again, it does have some really high DPM. Next up, at number 2, we have the Jagdtiger. 3,996, so 4,000 DPM. Bro, that is crazy. With an alpha of 460, this tank will rip you to shreds. This is some insane numbers, and the shell velocity on this thing is 1,200. So you're going to be pretty much smacking people left and right, and overall the gun is quite comfortable. And the Jagdtiger has some really solid armor, and the mobility isn't the best, but it's not as slow as the Tortoise, and the Jagdtiger moves at around 38 to 40 kilometers. So overall the tank is quite comfortable to play, and using the DPM isn't really hard. Especially for newer players, you have some decent mobility, really good armor, and a really good gun. So overall, this tank is a beast, especially for newer players. As number 1, we have the SU-122-54. The DPM is 4,275, so almost 4,300. 4,300 will absolutely destroy you. This thing is literally a machine gun. The alpha is 420, so it's not as low as the Tortoise, and it's not as high as the Jagdtiger, but still, the DPM is very comfortable, and actually making use of it is really easy. Overall, the dispersion is worse than on the Jagdtiger, but again, the SU-122 is really fast at 48 kilometers per hour. So overall, this is the highest DPM tank, and this tank will absolutely destroy anything in its path. But if you guys enjoyed this video, smash the like button, and I'll see you guys next time. Happy is out. Bye bye.